I'm a 19-year-old South African who decided not to go to university and take a gap year in the United States instead. And I just bought a motorcycle. This is my new 2018 Honda NC750X. And I absolutely love it. Let's go solo camping on this beast. I hope I have everything I need, but if not, I will find out, I guess, and I'll know for next time. Alright, I've just come to my first stop after being on the road for about an hour and 15 minutes just to have some water and a protein bar, refuel a little bit before heading out to Nevada City, where I will fill up all my water because apparently there's no fresh water where I'm going to be camping, so I'll have to take my own in. Let's get back on the road. For lunch, I stopped at the Communal Cafe in Nevada City and I ordered an iced coffee, which went down so well and it was so refreshing. And then I got this sandwich, which had a lot more green stuff than I thought it did, but still I smashed it within a matter of seconds. There we go, so put your left foot over there, other foot, other leg, yeah, there we go, and now stand up. Great. It's gas powered. I've made it to the original lake that I was going to, but I can only go as far as the parking lot, and it's a half a mile walk down to the lake and the campsite, which is fine, but I just don't really want to leave my bike because I've got all my food in here. So I'm going to go back that way to a neighbor lake called Rocker Lake and see if there's an open camping spot there for me that I can park my bike in, basically. So let's head back down the gravel and see what we can find. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have made it to a campsite on Rocker Lake and I've managed to bring my bike in. Hopefully my bike doesn't get seen and I don't get told to leave because that would suck a little bit. But I think it's time for a swim because I'm hot and sweaty. That water is absolutely gorgeous. Super warm. Hey, I've made some friends already. Don't know if you'll ever see that guy, but right up there in the tree. Hey buddy. Alright, feeling a lot cleaner and a lot cooler after my swim, and now it's time to dry off and set up camp. I hope this guy doesn't go all day because that's loud. I think it might be a little high. It fits though. So this holds. Oh yes, I will be spending quite a bit of time here. Alright, next up is the tent. Funny story, I ordered a tent on Amazon and it was supposed to arrive on Sunday. Today is Tuesday and it still hasn't arrived. So I borrowed a tent from a friend of mine, and then I was setting it up last night just to test it, and it was missing some tent pegs which I needed to be able to set it up. So I went to Home Depot on the way here, got some pegs, so hopefully I can set it up. I'm thinking of putting it right here. So we've got a little fireplace and a bench and a nice log. I've even got a storage container to keep out wild animals, which is helpful. There's the lake. Straight through there I can go for a swim. Okay, so only after a tiny amount of indecision, I've decided to put my tent right over there. It's said to be a two-man tent, but I think for someone my size, it's more of a one-man tent. So, which is quite fine. It's just me here. So now I'm getting my mattress inflated with this foot pump over here. Definitely one of the smaller tents I have slept in, but perfect for what I'm doing. Here's a little lie down tent. Oh yes. Whew. Beautiful. It's tight, but it's comfy. I have moved some things around, so I've moved my hammock to over there. Tent is over there. Fireplace. And I've put my bike over there in some bushes. It'll be a bit harder to see, I think. And got a little table, got my top box and bits and bobs right here. Oh, and I set up a little camping chair, which is honestly so damn comfortable. Small but mighty. It's not the first time I've heard that. Now it's time to relax. Maybe some food in a little while. It's snack time, which means tortillas and a tub of peanut butter. It's pretty damn good, I must say. It is 6 o'clock, so time for me to make a fire and then some dinner. I do have some neighbors, but that's alright, they seem pretty chilled. So we've got some flames going. The big logs are starting to catch. For those who don't know how to make a fire without like fire starters, work your way up from the smallest and lightest form of wood. I started with pine needles and then used some sticks that I just found lying around, some twigs, and once those started catching, then I put some bigger logs on and bigger logs until these bigger logs catch. then those will burn for a lot longer. You just have to kind of nurse it a little bit in the beginning. It takes a little more time and a little more care than with firelighters, but here we are. It's very possible. So for dinner we have Mountain House beef stroganoff with noodles. Looks pretty good. It is freeze dried, where you just add boiling water. So like, we'll see how it is. I've never had one of these before, so let's find out. This is how we're looking. I can tell it's not fresh, but that's pretty good. And for camping, I think it's great. Yes, please. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Now that was pretty damn good. I'm impressed. It did say this produced 2 meals, but it was 1 meal for me. That was expected. I am ready to have a chill evening by the fire, maybe make some tea later, and keep watching the sun go down. Just brewed some tea, and I have some very melted chocolate. However, oh, there goes my light. However, still tastes just as good. Cheers. And it's time for bed. Night 1, camping. Good night. Good morning. I slept pretty good for camping. At about 4 a.m. it was damn cold, so I put on my jersey. Yes, I have already gotten up to put my camera there, and then I got back at my tent to make this. But hey, gotta do what you gotta do to get the shot. I want to build a fire now, make some breakfast, maybe go for a swim, depending how warm the water is, but we'll see. Firstly, let's get dressed and get some food going, because I'm hungry. So for breakfast we have some purely Elizabeth oats, and as oats go, I'm not a huge fan of it, but these are pretty good, I must say. I don't know if there's going to be enough though, so I might have to make something else. Maybe a tortilla and peanut butter. That always goes down well. So unfortunately, this is all the water I have left. I brought quite a bit because you can't get water at the campsite. However, I blew through it within the first few hours, so I need to go and find some more water. The closest gas station is about a 30-minute ride away, so I'm probably just gonna go there and I can get some other stuff if I need to as well. So let's go and get some water. I'd like to briefly interrupt you here to say thank you to Lamto for sponsoring a segment of this video. The Lamto RC19 is a wireless CarPlay and Android Auto navigation system specifically designed for motorcycles. They were very kind enough to send me one to review. To be completely honest, at first I thought these screens were a little bit of a gimmick until I actually got to use one. And now I don't know what I would do without it. The RC19 features an IPS HD touchscreen that gets super bright outdoors, so it's very easy to see while you're riding. It supports both wired and wireless connections, so you can connect your phone to it via Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You can also connect your Bluetooth earphones or comm system directly to the device, making it super easy and convenient to listen to your favorite songs on the road. This was exceptionally nice when I was spending hours in the saddle on this motorcycle trip. The installation process was very straightforward. I attached the screen directly to my handlebars with the tools that they gave me, and then I wired the screen to my ignition system, which meant that when I turned the bike off, the screen would stay off and not drain the power. And then when the bike was on, then the screen would always boot up without me having to turn it on manually. The screen was such a huge asset on my camping trip especially. It allowed me to find my way with Google Maps or Waze, and it didn't drain my phone's battery, because having your phone on the handlebars makes the screen super bright because it's so bright outdoors, which makes the battery run down so quickly. It also has an IP67 waterproof rating, which means it'll be dustproof and waterproof in any weather conditions, which is essential. This is super helpful, especially if you're riding in the rain or riding on gravel like I was doing for a piece of my motorbike trip. I would advise anyone who has a motorcycle to get this device. It's just so useful for navigation and music and calls and audiobooks and whatever you want to do while on the road. If you want to pick one up for yourself, you can find a link down in the description. It is an affiliate link, so anything purchased through it does help me, so it's much appreciated. Thanks again to Lamto for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the vlog. Hi there.
Hi, that's my favorite color, red. That's
Really?
very, yeah, sharp looking red.
It's beautiful, hey?
I hate the orangey red.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. All right, made it back safely with my water. It's hot though, so I'm gonna go swimming. Mom, I've just put on some sunscreen. Don't worry, I'm staying protected. Except my back, because I can't reach that. So, sorry. Plan for today's lunch is 2-minute noodles with tuna and maybe a little bit of cheese sprinkled on top. I think my shredded cheese has become a block. It's going backwards. My little handy dandy table. There we go, and it's boiling. Fantastic. Now, I know I'm not the only one who likes eating these raw, because My brother does too. So maybe it's a genetic thing, but they're so good raw. Might be a little too much water. But anyway, question is, do I add this chicken flavoring with all of its great things inside, as well as my tuna? Don't know how good that combination would be. Or just the tuna. Fantastic, let's give it a try. I would call that a great meal and a great success. Awesome stuff. After lunch, I took a nap in my very comfortable hammock and slept for longer than I planned to, but then I got up and did a little bit of journaling in the evening sun. The sun is starting to set, so it's time to build the fire for the evening. So for tonight's dinner we are back with Mountain House, but this time it is a chicken fajita bowl. Looks pretty good. It's also a freeze-dried meal, so it's not going to be like a fresh fajita bowl. However, I have high hopes, at least judging by last night's meal. That looks pretty damn juicy. Fantastic. Lots of flavor, bit of a kick. I would say even better than last night. And just to add to the meal, we've got a pretty damn unbeatable view. So the plan for today is head back to camp, make some coffee and some breakfast, and then start packing up my campsite and all my camping gear and getting the bike loaded again. Maybe I'll chill for a little bit here, but I want to get going on the way home sooner rather than later. I don't want to be riding home in the dark, and I might stop along the way to do something. We'll see. Maybe have lunch. But that's the beauty of camping by yourself. You can make up your mind as you go. I love it. So the reason I just went over to someone's campsite and took their paddleboard was because last night I was sitting by my fire, I just finished dinner, and they came over and invited me to have some s'mores with them. S'mores? S'mores. S'mores with them. I'd never had a s'more before actually, so I said yes, and we sat around the fire, had some s'mores and just chatted for a while, and they were so lovely. Like, just really nice, genuine people. When I left, they offered their paddleboard to me if I wanted to use it this morning. I was more than welcome to. So here I am paddling across the lake and seeing my camp from the other side, you know. It's actually something I wanted to do, is like have a paddleboard here, and I was like, oh, that would be nice, but don't have one, so anyway, but here it is. So I'm super grateful to them for offering it. So, breakfast is done, and it's time to pack up camp. Let's roll the time lapse. Camp is packed up, bags are packed. I just need to load them onto the bike over here. Let's get ready to say goodbye. This was quite a spontaneous trip, but I'm so glad I did it. I've had the most fun, so I'll definitely be doing it again. Now that I've bought a lot of the camping gear, it'll be much easier to just get up and go when I have some time off. Bike is packed up, all the bags packed. I have done my idiot check, and for those who don't know, an idiot check is whenever you go away, you go camping or you go on holiday, once you're packed up and you think you're about to leave, you think you're ready, you walk around and you look under, behind, inside, in front, over, anything you see to check that you haven't left anything behind, so that when you get home you don't go, oh, I'm an idiot. This is something my dad taught me, and it's been a very valuable lesson. I have left a couple of things and called myself an idiot, but since doing idiot checks, that is very much reduced, so thanks, Brucey. I want to leave them a little note saying thank you. That should work. Goodbye, everybody. So I'm about 30 minutes past Sacramento, and I've decided to stop for lunch because I'm hungry and I need a break. So I found this little, I don't know, I think this goes to a creek, but I just went down a road and I found that. There's some cars there, but I parked my bike in the shade over here, and I'm gonna make some lunch. Round 2 of the chicken tuna noodle cheese smash. Cheers. Lunch is done and it's time to get back on the road. I've got about an hour left before I get home, so hopefully it's all smooth sailing until then. Alright, let's hit it. And we're home. Wow. And there we have it. I'm home safe and sound after
The most fabulous trip, solo camping by a lake in a forest. Exactly what I wanted. I'm so glad I was able to do this trip, even though it was quite spontaneous, and I'll definitely be doing similar trips in the future. It was awesome to do it by myself and be able to decide in the moment what I was going to do and where I was going to go. So thank you to all the people I met along the way, on and off camera, and thank you to you guys for watching right through to the end of the video. I think to celebrate such a fantastic trip, it's time for a snack of a tortilla and some peanut butter. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.